Hello and welcome to the ECAC Division II Men's Lacrosse Preview for Walsh University. I'm Logan Smith with the head coach for the Cavaliers, Alex Kavarch. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Logan.
It's your second year, and we're getting ready to kind of a new form with the ECAC League with a couple new teams. But what are your expectations heading into this season?
Improvement is the big expectation. We return everyone offensively and defensively. We grew another year older with another recruiting class in to help give us some depth and push us from the bottom up, which is going to help us down the road. Coming off of a 3-10 season, all you can really expect is improvement. Mm-hmm. And from what I've seen from the guys, the work they've done on their own and the work that we've been doing together as a program through the fall and through this early half, I see and expect a lot of improvement coming our way.
Now, that will definitely help going into this year. I mean, it can't hurt, obviously. But as Afra mentioned, the ECAC will have a kind of a different look this year, but you're familiar with most of the teams. A lot of them usually are ranked in the top 20 or however many teams are ranked at the beginning of the season. But what are some of the benefits in playing in such a tough and difficult league?
The great benefit about the ECAC is the competition. Going week in, week out, you can't sleep on a game. Mm-hmm. It's also kind of the downside of the ECAC because if you do have not even a bad game, but a bad quarter, you're going to end up losing a game. But that's the great thing is, we're all competitors at this level. We want to go against the best, and the ECAC affords us that opportunity where we're going against numerous teams that are in the top 20 week in, week out.
And going back to having everybody returning, how does that help your team match up with other members of the league? Like Seton Hill, is up in one of the top teams. Lake Erie is always good. Mercyhurst is always good. How does that help being familiar with those teams going forward?
It helps tremendously. We definitely have a lot of guys that have spent 2 years going against these great programs and mm-hmm. looking to, come out and compete even more against them. Like you said, Seton Hill up there at, I believe, 7th preseason. You have Lake Erie at 8 or 9 and Lindenwood 8 or 9. I forget which one of those is ranked above the other, and Mercyhurst following in at 11. And besides just those teams, you have Wheeling Jesuit was getting votes, deservedly so, and also we're playing multiple other teams that are already in the preseason top 20, like Tampa, to name one off, and Lemoyne, who's preseason number 2. We're looking at that competition, and we like it, and definitely having guys that have gone through this level of competition before, coming back year in, year out, we keep building the right way, and it helps us tremendously as we get to add on rather than have to replace.
And that leads me into my next question. I mean, a lot of teams, we're still fortunate enough, I guess, to say we have everybody returning. Not a lot of teams get to do that, but we're still a young program all the same. Who do you have returning at the various positions that you expect to lead the team into this upcoming season?
Well, just going down the position ranks, attack, we have everyone coming back that started last year or saw significant time for us. So, mm-hmm. They're a year older. They're able to handle pressure a little bit better, and they're all coming up. Number 13, Ryan Martin. Number 22, Nick Kastorf. Number 8, Colin Tranquil. Number 7, Zach Macaluso. All saw significant time last year, and, they're now 1 year older, and they put in the work in the offseason where we're going to, see that grow more of a strength than it was last year. Midfield-wise, we return number 25, Brian Krim, arguably one of the best players in the country, let alone just our league. Along with him is number 24, Alex Hudgens, both juniors. They're doing great. They've in our first scrimmage, they both played exactly as I expect them to, and now we're looking at the up-and-coming class below them. Number 3, Frank Savina, and number 27, Ben Sakoma, and number 28, Bryden Heisler. All three working hard to fill in, mm-hmm. at that midfield level. Defensively, number 14, Mark Guzik. He was the second-team All-ECAC selection last year. I expect him to be first-team this year from what I've seen from him and, his own work ethic on his own and what he's done in practice so far and working with the team. I see him only improving. And in goal, number 2, Dylan Cialino, coming back for his 3rd year, starting again. Again, always improving, always coming up, getting used to running the defense and getting used to, the competition level and the shot, volume where he's able to handle it. Specialist-wise, we're looking at big improvement there as well with number 10, Ryan Rafak, mm-hmm. Second year player for us at the Faceoff X, getting a little more experience, really working hard on his own. And we got good wing play with our long stick midfielder, number 6, John Arnold.
Well, that's definitely a great crew coming back, and they're on top of that, out off the field. I see them come into the office all the time. They're a great bunch of guys to hang out with or be around. Just from my personal experience. So definitely wish them the best of luck, and hopefully we can see some improvements this year. But how does the level of competition in the ECAC Division II Lacrosse League, how does that compare with other leagues in the conference? I mean, we've talked about how strong the conference is, but there's definitely other talented teams out there. How's our conference compare with those?
It matches very evenly. I mean, every league has its top heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
The Northeast 10 has, teams like Lemoyne. You got the ECC. You got the Conference Carolinas. You got the Sunshine Conference down in Florida. ECAC and Independence all have their heavy hitters, but the ECAC I think is a little bit more well-rounded. I mean, you look at us. We got 4 teams in the preseason top 20, with another team getting votes.
That's a fourth and a fifth of the top 20 right there.
Right there, and not many other leagues, have that depth, as at the top hitters. They usually have 2 or 3, and we have almost 5 right there. So that's a great advantage to us, and definitely very competitive. I mean, last year we had 2 teams make the 8-team tournament in the NCAA. We had 1 team make it to the semifinals, and definitely our league sitting there knocking at the door with everyone else, even though we're out here in the West. Pretty
good stuff. Touch on the early part of the season, just give a heads up of who we start off the season with.
I start the season off with Florida Southern, a great program. I know the coaching staff very well. I've known them for a few years.
Mm-hmm. They
They know what they're doing down there, and we know it's going to be a big battle, but it's going to be great to go down south in the warm weather to, get the season going against not just Florida Southern, but turn around and also go against Tampa, another preseason top 10 team. 2 good challenges right away. And then, after that, we do another road game the following weekend and go against Lemoyne. So, in 1 week, we're playing, 2 preseason top 20 teams, 2 preseason top 10 teams to be more exact, with 1 team that was getting votes for the top 20 preseason as well in Florida Southern. So, great 3-game road challenge to get us off going on the right course.
And definitely a good place to start down in the Sunshine State as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping the weather's a lot better there than it is here. Otherwise, why are we going down there, right?
Well, thank you for joining me for this ECAC Division II Men's Lacrosse preview. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And keep watching and tune into the results on the Walsh Athletic website, and go Cavs.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.